All right, so we're back. Breadbasket Pod. I lost my chain,
Oh my dude, I'm sorry.
and this chain specifically I've had for like 4 years.
Is it the thick?
And
Is
that's
it
the longest run?
Is the thick silver one?
And it was becoming a staple
Oh, Danny.
for a lot of people that knew me. Yeah, it's becoming. I think like right here. Yeah, it's becoming a staple, and lost it. Now I'm trying to tell myself that I like this.
Oh,
It's like a
I like it.
skinny chain with the guitar on
I like
it.
your train, man.
But thanks, dude. You don't have to say that. But it was just like it was becoming like this is my thing. Like this will be my thing in 10 years.
Damn it, man.
Type chain. And it's gone.
You do it,
gone.
and that's why you have to wake up every morning. You have to appreciate your chain. I feel like I'm a broken record saying this. It's like you just never know what day you're gonna wake up and that chain you just never get to see it again.
And I genuinely felt that way. Not even kidding. I was like, there was no day that I woke up and I was like, because there's a decently nice chain, $300, $400 chain. Nothing too crazy, but like decent
Sure.
enough. And I never woke up and was like, I'm glad I have this chain. Not once. And I'm not even joking. Like, be grateful for your possessions. Like, actually.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm so bummed that I don't have it. It's like if I was having a bad day, I could have been like, I had this chain though.
Exactly. Every day I wake up, I look at my hat. Even when I'm not wearing it, I would say I go probably.
That's a really, really good lid.
Dude, it is. It's a really, really good top, and I would say I go probably 340 days a year and I don't wear it, but I still give it a look. I still give it a nod. Say, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're on my program. I'm glad you're on my roster.
Yeah, and I think I owe that to this hat too. You know, the Forward Clothing hat. It's a hat that gets a lot of playtime for me, and when have I thanked it for what it's done?
Thank him right now. Thank him right now.
On my head. Thank you, Forward Clothing. You've been a great hat. You're a little boxy. It's a little boxy, but it's a pretty hat.
Exactly. It's red, and actually, I feel like we could kind of stay on the circle of life conversation right now because,
yeah, man,
I know you've probably had a tough day just remembering this big guy, but Danny, it's the 6-year anniversary of the big fella leaving us
Harambe?
far too soon. Yeah, Harambe. Not a day goes by where I don't miss him. I have this tee, and while it is small, I'll never throw this tee away. I love it. Yeah, no, let it all out. It's okay. And I'm actually going to, in honor of Harambe, I'm going to have him watching over me this episode. It's just going to make me feel a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable. So
6 years, man. I feel like it was yesterday, and
it's sickening. It's sickening.
I don't know, man.
It's sickening.
Sickening. I know all he had in store, and it sucks. It stinks, and
it's just to see a young gorilla.
I mean, rest in peace.
Have his life taken that early is just it.
But not any young gorilla. That young gorilla.
Absolutely.
Special gorilla. So like we'll just like actually talk about that. What was that?
I thought you were going to ask about that. I do remember it happening, but I was young.
What was it?
I was young, and that's why I feel like my shirt is kind of too small now. I can't really wear it, but I do keep it.
You bought a Harambe shirt like as a
honestly,
fan?
I don't remember. I don't remember how I came in possession, but I know I've always had that shirt in the closet, and I'll never throw it away. But I think what the Harambe thing, or I know what the Harambe thing was, is some kid fell into the gorilla exhibit. Like Harambe's pretty much just his crib. Like Harambe's minding his own business. Some kid,
and did Harambe like eat him?
No, Harambe did nothing. But they were like, Harambe might kill this kid, so they just killed Harambe.
Oh, so they just killed. And Harambe was literally just vibing.
Harambe was doing nothing. Everybody knows Harambe was a nice guy. Harambe never had it. He didn't have a track record. He had nothing wrong with Harambe, and they just killed Harambe. And then it almost got fucked up because like people I think started to hate on the kid.
Right, which not the kid's fault.
Not the kid's fault. I get it.
I mean, stay out of Harambe's crib, but also like the fault is on the people that don't trust Harambe. Like the people that shot Harambe, it's like what like. Harambe's a great dude.
Dude, I know.
Harambe's done nothing to you, so it's on those people. That's crazy. I didn't know it was like an actual thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a meme. I thought it was a complete meme.
It kind of became a meme, but like the more I learn about it, the more I'm like, Harambe could still be with us. Just a senseless killing of a gorilla.
Yeah, it sucks. It stinks.
To say the least.
What topics?
I'll just get right into my topics. It's kind of all over the map. I don't know about you, but when I come up with my topic, it's normally like at night, and I kind of like half remember them in the morning. It's like when I like can't sleep. But when you get out of the shower, what is your drying process like? Like where do you go first?
Yeah. So I will say this: I'm not somebody that's going to take the towel into the shower. Mm-mm. You know, I've heard people fully dry so that they don't stamp on that mat. I'm drenching the mat, so I'm hopping out, drenching the mat, grabbing towel, and then I think I'm going for like an aggressive wipe down and then I'm probably wrapping. I think that's what I'm doing. But I'm drenching. I'm unapologetically drenching that mat right outside of the shower, and frankly, I will never be somebody that dries off in the shower. I think that's weird. And
Agreed.
There's actually been like comments in my house about like who does that, like because the mat will be drenched and it's me, and I'm not willing to really change that.
And now, when these allegations come, do you stay under the radar, or do you? How do you approach it?
No, I let them know.
You let them know.
No, I let them know. I'm like I'm not a shower dryer. Like I'm not an in shower dryer, and like
because that's what you stand for.
That's
what you stand for, right?
Yeah, that's what I stand for. And if you don't want an in shower dryer, like get a different roommate.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of where I stand on it, and I've lost a couple roommates over it. I've lost a couple friends.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
But like I'm not an out of shower dryer.
Sure, and a lot of people don't know. We've been roommates before. I would say we were roommates for 14 years in their early life, and then we also had a quick 2-month stint recently.
We had a stint, yeah.
And I had no problem with it.
We really didn't have any issues.
Well, you attack that mat with reckless abandon, but that's what I do too. So I have no problem with it.
Did you notice?
I don't know that I did notice it, but it's not something that I've ever had a problem with. I've had my roommates. I've had people comment on what's going on with the mat in there. Why is the floor just drenched?
Well, what's that mat for?
Danny, you're asking the wrong guy. I agree with you. I totally agree with you.
To me, the mat is there to absorb that contact, and that's like kind of the role that mat plays.
Yeah, I don't know what else. Like what other reason will we have a mat in there? Maybe because the tiles are cold. That's the only thing I can think of.
Maybe.
Perhaps, but that's reach. That's a reach. It's a stretch.
Do you think like a lot of the world is like in shower dryers? Like, do you think there's like a significant like a third or more that are in shower dryers?
I think if you saw the statistics, you'd be shocked. That's what I think.
Are we talking 50s, you think?
Dude, I think it's more like 60, 70.
That are in shower
dryers, because
that's unbelievable. I can't even imagine.
It just seems as if, and even think about back to your academy days. You're in a hotel bathroom. The floor is just, I'm drenching floor. I am drenching floor. But when I'm going in shower, even if I'm fourth shower, floor's dry. So
that's very true.
It just seems like everybody has that courtesy. Maybe we were raised a little bit different, but for me, what's the bathroom there for? Why do we need this bathroom floor to be dry?
To me, the bathroom isn't supposed to be clean. It's not supposed to be flashy and done up. I think it's supposed to be flooded. I think the mat's supposed to take that hit, and I won't change. That brought the thought up for me. Have you heard this shit about like? There's no way this is real. I think people are toying with me, but like the idea that like some people might wipe standing up. I
have seen these rumors. I don't know. I think I think it's just a small community of people that I think it's an unspoken bond that they're just messing with us. Because Danny, you stand up to wipe. The shit, like your cheeks are closing.
Your cheeks are closed. It's like impossible to get in there. Things move around. Yeah. So you think it's like an inside joke?
I think it's an inside joke, but I don't think anybody's discussed that as a joke. And listen, we can't prove it, so it's gonna stay that way for years. And I'll be.
Do you think some people are in on the joke and some people are just like stand-up wipers?
I would assume so. But the thing with me is I don't think if you're a stand-up wiper, you're just admitting it willy-nilly. You're not throwing that around.
No.
I think that's something that you are keeping in-house.
You're closeted.
Yeah, you're keeping that in-house, and you're never talking about it. So there's probably stand-up wipers out there, yes, but I don't think they're the ones coming clean.
Right.
And honestly, I might just
Right.
become I might join that community and just say I'm a stand-up wiper, just because it'll really bother people. Bothers me.
Just to be in on the joke, yeah. I mean, it bothers me. I had to bring it up because, like, I've just thought about that, like, from time to time. I just think about it. It's like, I don't know. It's just something I'm not even comfortable thinking about.
Yeah, it keeps me up at night. And so we definitely went a little different direction with the how do you dry yourself out of the shower. Oh. But under it, I had a follow-up question that we didn't even address. Is using the same towel over and over again sus?
So here's my thing with that. I think, like, in theory, sure, you're not supposed to do it, but I think a lot of people do it. I think it's similar to the bathroom thing. I think a lot of people use, the same towel multiple times. I know I will from time to time. And I think we all say it's sus, but I think we all violate it, more than we like to admit. And maybe I'm just gross for that. I'll run mine, 2 to 3 times.
See, what I think...
I'll run mine 2 to 3 times.
What I think is, I would say 99% of the community is reusing towels. I just think it's one of those truths that we've just chosen to skip. Listen, Danny, you're drying your beans and your ass with a towel, and then you are wiping your face the next day.
Right. With that towel.
I mean, I don't mean to ruin your next towel experience, but it's weighing on my mind.
But what's wrong with? But it's my beans.
It's your beans.
Is that the worst thing ever?
Well, where I really struggle is the ass part.
Like ass to face.
Because obviously, the sequence goes: you hop out of the shower, you wet that mat, you wet the rest of the floor with reckless abandonment. You go head, face, shoulders, you go down, you go beans, ass, and you're done. You're dry. You're not going back to the face.
Right.
If you have to go back to face, you got to grab a new towel. But the next day, it's still the same towel.
There is, and the next day you're going to your head, and that's ass left over. You're going straight ass.
That towel is completely forgiven for its sins that it just committed the day before.
I think the issue I think is like the towel count. So there's a couple things. You have to have a high towel count. You have to have 4+ towels in rotation.
I think you have to have 7.
Yeah. You have to have 7 towels in rotation, and you have to really be on your drying or your washing and drying game. Which, I mean, to actually execute not reusing a towel, I think that's 5 to 10% of people. I don't think it's more. I won't be convinced it's more.
Man.
And it's ass to face, but what else are you gonna do, man? Are you really gonna run a 7-man rotation and clean every Sunday and really be on it like that? Maybe.
It's excessive, but if that's a program you want to run, you do that. And if that's you, I'd like to get you on the pod. I'd like to ask you some questions.
I would love to ask you. I'm running, I'd say, a 3 to 4 towel rotation. What do you run? Something like that?
Probably like a 3. Yeah, probably a 2 or 3 towel rotation. I really just I normally have 2 towels in rotation in the bathroom. And I just rotate between the 2, and then I get them a wash. I get them refreshed, and then I.
And what are you washing weekly on the towels?
Yeah, I'd say I do laundry every week. I'd say I'm a once a week laundry guy.
I'd say that's about what I am too. Yeah, it's just not a situation that you can really get out of.
Yeah.
Unless you're running a 7 towel. Which I don't know.
It's a sad truth.
I'd love to know.
It's a sad truth, and I think every man has just come to accept it.
I think you just don't think about it.
Well, you do your best. Right, you do your best.
Little mama, she addicted to the drama, but she leave it, hear me honest, she on business from out of state.